This is what brand new 75W90 fully synthetic gear oil looks like. And this is what the gear oil looks like that's currently sitting in my front differential. Yeah, should have been changed 20 years ago and then multiple times thereafter. Hello again, friends. I'm Jimmy, and this is One Road. Today, I'll be changing the front diff fluid in my 1995 GMC Suburban. If you're a subscriber to my channel, then you've probably seen my last couple of videos where I changed not only the rear diff fluid, but also the transfer case fluid. Both videos went well, and this is a continuation of that effort. The manual for this truck recommends the use of 80W90 GL5 gear lubricant. I'll be using the same 75W90 synthetic Lucas lubricant that I used on the rear diff. I've got to say, just like the transfer case, this front differential fluid change is extremely easy. You've got a drain plug and a fill plug. Oh, and don't forget, there's a skid plate you can remove if you want. Now, the first thing, of course, is to jack up this vehicle and put it up on jack stands, so let's get started. Here you can see my front differential, and the only reason why you can see it is because I removed the gigantic skid plate that sits underneath it. If you'll notice, there is not only a drain plug, but also a fill plug. These are the only two things we're going to be messing with today. So grab your ratchet and appropriately sized socket and loosen that fill plug. You'll want to loosen that fill plug first just to be sure that it is even possible. The last thing you want to do is drain out your front diff only to find out that your fill plug is frozen in place. Once you've loosened that fill plug, go ahead and take it all the way out. As for the drain plug, make sure you have that drain pan properly placed and take this sucker out. Holy milk and mustard, Batman, look at this stuff. What on earth is going on here? This looks terrible. While this fluid is draining, I went ahead and jacked up the passenger side of the vehicle. I did this to allow more drainage of that front diff. Oh my goodness, guys. Look what came out of my front diff. If this isn't a testament as to why we should be regularly changing the fluids in our differentials and transfer cases, I don't know what is. Now that the diff is fully drained, we're going to go ahead and replace our drain plug. Remember to get it started by hand and then use your ratchet and just barely snug that sucker up. To refill this front diff, you can see I'm using my bottle of Lucas 75W90 and I have a hose attached to the end. This allows me to raise it up into the wheel well above the fill point to make it a little easier. And just like with the rear diff and the transfer case, you'll know it's full when that fluid starts pouring back out of the fill port. Then take your plug with the nylon washer and start screwing it in by hand. Once you've got it screwed in by hand, go ahead and take your ratchet and just snug it up. Then you just clean up your mess and you're done. And of course, we don't want to forget to replace that skid plate. That sucker is very important. You do not want skid marks on your front diff. Take a look at this, guys. This is the brand new Lucas fully synthetic 75W90 gear oil. And this is the fluid that was in my front diff for the last 24 years. Oh my goodness, guys. If I had known it was this bad, I would have done this a long time ago. Well, guys, we did it. We just drained and refilled our front diff fluid. It was a first for me and a first for this 24-year-old truck. And if she could, I'm sure she'd be smiling right now. If this is your first time watching One Road, hopefully I've earned your subscription. To all my current subscribers, thank you. We've got more coming, so stay tuned. I'm Jimmy, and you're watching One Road.